Good evening. It is that time, Thursday evening, 7:30. We will start our author series in just a few minutes. We'll give our author for the evening, Felecia George Prince, a moment to get on. For now, we'll just enjoy our theme song. Hello, Miss George Prince. For some reason, Felecia is saying you are unable to join. I don't know why that is. I've never seen that before. Let me try again to send that invite to you. It's still saying Felecia George Prince unable to join. I don't know what's going on with that, but while we're waiting, I will do a quick plug for my son. I am wearing a Getting Better Daily t-shirt. This is a blue one. He has red, black, and green. That's his other color. So please, if you can support him, BJ Cheek 4, and he is on Instagram. Do go ahead and text him your order. He has smalls all the way up through 5Xs. So, Felecia, there must be something on your end. You say you can see, but you can't hear me. So, make sure, if you will, that your sound is up, your volume's up, and that your camera is accessible. And hopefully we can get you on in just a few minutes. I'll try again after you get to check some of the settings and so forth on your end. And while we're waiting for Felecia to be accessible, what I'd like to do is just again show you all of our publications, all of our books. They're getting very heavy, and that's a great thing. I'm not even sure that the latest ones are in the bag, but we are doing a number of books right now. I can't wait to tell you about them. But our most recent ones we spoke with last week, our author, who is only 10 years old, out of Atlanta. His name is Titus Smith. He goes by TJ Biz Kid. He does have a lemonade stand, a successful business in the city of Atlanta. So if you're down that way, perhaps you can listen to that interview so you'll know exactly where he is going to be. And that way you can support him, buy lemonade. You can also get your book as well and have it autographed. He is a young man who is on the move. I will be sending out information. I'm sorry, I've turned my camera around here. I will be sending out information about some other books. I will be sending or posting the pictures, as I have been doing all day and yesterday, just trying to shout out all of the authors of Hadassah's Crown, posting possibly a picture of the author, posting their books, letting you know that you can find links to purchase their books on my website. You can also find links to, find the books on Amazon. And so try, if you can, support our authors, support, any local authors that you can, just because it's important. We really need to support each other, and hopefully you have a reading list for the summer that you're going to be enjoying. And if you've read the books, how about gifting them? We have a lot of children's books. We have a lot of Christian books, self-help books. Just check out our website, Hadassah's Crown Publishing, hadassahscrownpublishing.com. So let's see if we can get our guest. We'll try just one more time. It's still saying unable to join. So I don't know what's going on. We may have to come back with a different time to get the interview going for Miss Prince. We practiced last week just to make sure we were going to have a good connection. We were going to be able to go live at 7:30. So I don't know what's going on, but we will just have to try again later. So I see Sabrina. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope all is well with you. But Felecia, let's just try to regroup and reschedule. Well, hey, there you are. Let me add the screen. It's connecting.
I've been here before. I've been here the whole time.
Okay, well,
Yes,
I
I saw you, but I didn't get it. And I'm actually on my phone now. Now I got half of your face. I don't have the full face.
Well, and I have the top of your head. So
let me see if it's something else. I don't want to mask something that's going to knock us off.
okay.
I was going to use my laptop, but for some reason it's better reception from you to the phone. I don't know why it's not giving me full view, but I'm here.
Okay. So are you using a phone?
Well, I have my laptop, but it's not, my phone is working better than my laptop.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm not able to get you.
It just needs to be adjusted. You can see yourself in your screen, then I'll be able to see you.
So I'm just not really sure.
I'm going to adjust mine because it's up a little too high.
Okay. I see you really well. I surely do.
I like for it to be eye level, but I'd rather for you to be able to see all of me than to just see my eyes.
Okay. Should we
see your ceiling? It's white. We see a light that's suspended, perhaps a pendant light there. And looks like you might have been wearing black headwear.
Can you? Okay, you look now.
Yay!
Well, I had to make the phone where you could actually see.
Yeah.
So we are supposed to do a half view. You want us to be in that?
What you have right now that's perfect. Right there.
Okay,
that's
so we'll do it from my phone because right now my laptop, I'm not sure. While I'm starting to get my laptop found. It seems like it's trying to come. It's getting better.
Okay. Well,
but I can do it from my phone, whatever works for you.
That's perfect. We'll just go right ahead.
Yeah.
I love your head wrap. That's very nice.
Oh, thank you so much. I love your hair. I love you. And thank you for all you have done for not just me, but I'm sure many of the other authors feel the same way. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I love your poster in the background of the class store. And I have something. So I know you have lots of treats that you have, and you have things that students need generally in your class store. So I was stung by a wasp or a bee or a hornet or something, and my leg is swelling. Do you have anything in the class store that I can get to get my swelling to go down?
Well, you're a lot of love. And as my students would say in school, the nurse, before we went through all of before the pandemic struck, they would say, Miss Prince, the nurse gives us a peppermint for everything. You know, and you say, honey, Miss Prince, this is aching me. Go to the nurse. No, I want to go to the nurse. She's just going to give me a peppermint for everything. So since that peppermint doesn't necessarily harm you medically, I'll have peppermints in the class store. So that will help you with your leg. But
Well,
I will
that's
pray for
funny.
your leg. So hopefully
Thank
your
you.
leg will feel much better and be very careful with that. Feel like our
Thank you.
sound is going a little. I've turned my volume up. Can you
Okay.
hear me?
I can hear you very well. Can you hear me?
Not as well as I did when you first started talking. Something happened
Okay.
to
Well,
your volume.
I'll turn my volume up some more. All right. So is that better? And I'll speak
It
more,
did. It's
speak
still
louder.
not as well. But if you hear me and you feel like our guests will hear me, it's fine. But it's
Awesome.
right now it's kind of vague again. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and get started. So my first question for you is when did you begin writing?
In reference to the book, if
Yes.
that's okay.
Well, just in general, like when did you know you had a gift for writing or something to give to the world?
I guess I think about what we say in church. You probably have heard this before because I know you understand what church is all about and what we do at
Yes.
church. We always say, especially at a sad occasion or funeral, they will wrote their obituary while they lived. And so writing for me is an everyday life journey. I mean, I stop and put it on paper at that moment, but
Uh-huh.
I write every day of my life in some unique way. So when I finally retired, I stopped and put it on paper. And it only
Oh,
took, as you know, of course you would jot things down over the years, but it only took, I say, with a few good weeks and months to settle down and just actually get the book done. But
awesome.
it's a journey. It's a
Yes,
daily journey.
it
I'm
is. It
writing
is.
now. I may
Well,
not put
and
it on
you
paper.
just finished that dissertation, so you are definitely a writer. And are you still writing for the newspaper as well?
I do. I am not as frequently, but I will write something. I am so thankful to have my column, which is called The Assignment. So I'm hoping within the next few days to start back doing more writing there. But one thing I like about it, they allow me to be at my leisure. So it works real good for my schedule. Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
Dissertation was a journey tremendously. It was, as some people say, it was a world tour. It wasn't a trip. I love research and I love writing, and I believe that's what really kept me on that 8.5 year journey.
Awesome.
I think
Awesome.
I still spectator my sister.
All right. So Michelle Green, is that what?
Yeah, that's my sister.
Okay.
She
Uh,
supports me. I mean, I can throw up a bologna sandwich and make it twirl, and she'll say, "Oh, that was nice."
that's awesome. Well, help my sister was on. I think she may still be with us and your sister. So if y'all have any questions or want any more information about anything, just type it in the chat and I'll make sure I convey
I
that.
did
So
invite
thank
a
you
lot of
for your
people.
book.
I can't promise you they'll show up, but I did
Well,
invite them.
I'll post it and they can always go back and watch it. So I'll tag you in the post.
That sounds
So
wonderful.
the thing about your book is you had been working on it for so very long, not necessarily putting it on paper, but this was something that you had a vision for, you followed through with it, and you perfected it over time. And then you had tons of requests from other teachers to share it so that they could replicate it in their classroom. Will you just talk about your vision for the school store, what that meant in your classroom, and then how it's impacted school communities?
I will.
Okay,
Um, and I will. I don't want to tell too much because I want them to find out.
read it. That's right.
But I think I like to start in this direction. We all have gifts, whether we believe it or not. And when we think about our gifts, our talents, it's so important not to do as the ones that had one talent in the Bible and two, and the other one that had the 10 talents, and the one talent decide I'm not going to use it because I'm just going to paraphrase. It's not worth it. I'm gonna just bury it.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that you must dig deep inside and recognize that you all have talent.
Hmm.
And as that comes to fruition, you are able to use those resources. Talents are like resources.
Mm-hmm.
And it became very prevalent, especially in classrooms as a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
You are looking for what are some things that I can differentiate well, that I can help this child to learn from. What will capture his attention?
Mm-hmm.
What will capture her attention? And that was always one of the things that I looked to do. Now, my mom is very, and I say that, so I'm so thankful to have mom and dad still around at the young age of 82 and 85.
That's a
But
blessing.
my mother was always very, she was a teacher, and she was very capturing with students. She knew how to work initial focus. And so with that, someone opened that door for me to be able to just be creative in thinking and doing and utilizing those talents that
Mm-hmm.
I was maybe kind of already had instilled in me. And it took me to a different level. That's why I have to be careful because everybody, it's not their gift to maybe go into that level. But I can see goodness in everything, in everybody. And because and I'm very spiritual, so everything that I do reflect to his being in some way. So when God created heaven and earth, and what he created, he says in the beginning, it was good. So
Mm-hmm.
that's where I float from there. And sometimes you need a little picker upper, and our students do many times. They need a little picker up just to get going in the classroom, and it
Mm-hmm.
led to wanting to build some type of mechanism. It all started as my book talks about from family vacations. I would take my son, my nephew's son, which is my sister's son.
Mm-hmm.
But I would take both of them on vacations, and I'm a child at heart. Love playing video games, especially Miss Pac-Man. We talk about it in the book, Little Pac-Man. I enjoy that, and I never forget seeing all those tickets come out of the machine. And the kids, if you win these tickets, you can go and take the tickets to the front counter, and you can get some great prizes. And I was like, wait a minute. If I'm that motivated and I love that like that, that would be an awesome idea for my classroom. Now that probably was birthed about 20. I retired last year at 30 years. So we're talking about working that gift for about a good 15, 20 years.
Okay.
I was broke and still broke from buying for the class. So I don't know if that answered all your question. Probably gave you more information than you really needed, but
Oh,
that's that's where my inspiration and that's where it all kind of comes from.
that's amazing. That's awesome because there was something that you enjoyed. You
Yeah,
watched how it motivated your son and your nephew's son.
yeah,
And so then you decided to bring that into the classroom and to use it with your students. So
right.
I love that. And I love the way you have pinned it so that you can share it with teachers everywhere. And
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So,
right. And you do have the negativisms, the little negative quotes and comments. But overall, I have more positive. I'm gonna reflect a lot back to church. I cannot help that. That's what I grew up in on. So there's a song we said, uh, in all of my good days outweighs all my bad days. Well, in this system that I
mhm,
share,
mhm.
there are more positives than the negatives. So
Yes,
I just drank the Kool-Aid of or the lemonade and continue to use my lemons and make some good old lemonade.
exactly, exactly. And I love that. And the reason too for your using that was to not use negative reinforcement, but to use positive reinforcement. And so
It
when
works.
students, yes,
It
You
works. It
focused on the
works. And I
positive.
don't know how many people that would tell you, and you hear it now, even with some of the things we're going through in America and
Uh-huh.
wherever, you are not going to perfect change by the evil, the divisive, the anger, the negative.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't believe it. I know it's not going to happen. There
Exactly.
has to be somebody has to have a little honey because you're going to catch more flies with that than you would will salt. I just
Exactly.
believe it, and it's in
Exactly.
my blood. Mhm.
Exactly, exactly. Will you share, because we don't want to give away too much. We want our audience and anyone watching the video in the future to buy the book. It's you can find the link from hadassahscrownpublishing.com or amazon.com. But at least one of those stories or just a little snippet of it, that how a parent reached out to you and said, I was so shocked because this child got the gift that they earned for me. There was a special Mother's Day story in there. You don't have to share that one. Just one of the stories that you like to share from the book. Either one is
Oh, wonderful.
fine.
Actually, just maybe about November or October, I cannot remember exactly now, but I saw that little family and they were still in all about the book and they got the book and I wouldn't even share with them where to find that part because again, for pseudonyms or just for confidentiality, I did not write names. So you
Uh-huh.
would have to read the book to find you or just find that this is all about me. And that's what was excited. And the whole family was just thrilled to know that special um that special story was there. I think what really moved more, what was inspired me the most with that part, this student had been just having a conversation with himself, talking to a couple of his friends. The
Mhm.
store was open during that 3 or 4 days, and this may have been around the last day, and overheard this. This wasn't one where he actually shared with me one on one. He was
Mhm.
sharing with his friends. I bought this from the store and I gave it to my mother for Mother's Day. And right there, it was like the light bulb. You can see my lights are more like those blinking lights. And I was just like,
Mhm.
that is so awesome because he looked, and what he bought was a pack of grandma. And I would say, I know I shouldn't tell her, but
That's fine.
I don't mind saying that. They gotta look when they buy the book. They gotta look for the story of the grandma.
That's right. That's right. Well, we won't give that away, but I love it because the grandma, whatever it is, it takes a journey of its own. It's almost like
Yes,
you personify the grandma, whatever it is, and it goes on its own journey, and I won't go into detail, but just
I
in
love.
the locker on the book, in the book bag and all
Yes,
that. So
and you
you
know
need to read
what?
the book.
That's why I must give a shout out to you. I
Mhm.
love how you, as a publisher, you did not. You could have easily said, "Nah, that won't work. You don't want to do that," or blah blah blah. Let's take it in another direction. You embraced what I was trying to get across,
Mhm.
and you embraced it with love, and not to just red mark, red mark, but okay. And then you enjoyed, it was almost like you used it as a me moment. You enjoyed it yourself.
Mhm.
And I think that as a publisher, as a teacher, as an educator, instead of just red marking and marking everything wrong, find a way because the child, in my case, I was the child, want to
Mhm.
go somewhere with this,
Uh-huh.
help them to get to that place. That's what we
Exactly.
call start at that readiness level and
Mhm.
expand upon, beyond that level, not to just say, no, 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 that won't work. And I
Exactly.
appreciate you. And that's what I share as I get a chance to share a lot of my friends about my publisher.
Well, Thank you. I appreciate your saying that and recognizing that, because I never want to take away the author's actual or natural voice, and in any edits, markups, or anything, I try to let the manuscript remain as original as possible, because you're passionate to what you write and what you pen and put on paper. And there's a reason for everything. You're connected to it, you're tied to it. And I don't.
Oh, it came back.
And I try not to have do anything to destroy that. I try to let it remain very genuine and
You
heartfelt.
bought into it. You bought in, and I love that. I really do, and I appreciate your professionalism all the way. And
Oh,
I will
thank
always
you.
recommend you.
Well, thank you so much. So we have published another book based on your recommendation, and I'm looking forward to talking with someone else, probably after this call, if there's still time. So thank you
Yes.
for thinking of us and recommending us to other writers as well. So tell me about the support that your book has received. I went back and watched an interview. I think it was on TV in your hometown. I know that
Mm-hmm.
there's been information in the local newspaper. I think your alma mater picked up the story. So you've had a lot going on. Tell us about it.
You know, you always want to sell a million copies. And I really do. And I'm not playing. I really want to sell a million copies because it's more than just a book and making money. It is tremendously a great, true working plan for for not just for children, but for life. Let me tell you who figured that out. The military. The military figured out that you just won't get recruits by coming in and saying, read a book and answer these questions and join us. No. They come saying, you'll get free education. We'll send you to school. We'll give you these other one incentives. You'll get, we can even help you build a house. You get medical. You can retire with us and you'll get this 100%. The military brings it. Now, if the military been bringing it like that for all of these years, why are we not bringing it like that in the classroom? That's
Good
why I
question.
know what I share works. It works,
Mhm.
it works, it works. Now, the key to it, what I think I found over the years, as I really research and explore when I hear people use that negative system or those words say, well, I'm going to you really truly don't expect it to work well if you don't teach.
Mhm.
I go back to my church. We have such a tendency in our churches to just put people on the usher board. I just put people in the choir. I just put people on the secretary. But we don't train. You have to teach. Yes,
Mhm.
incentives,
Mhm.
giving. This is a teaching. It's not just like some kids would say, "Man, I have a piece of candy." No, no, no. My candy is an earning candy.
Mhm.
What? I just don't give you candy. There's a reason why you're getting this.
Mhm.
It all is about teaching,
Mhm.
educating, teaching, not just one day, all day long. Yes,
Mhm.
it'll make some people tired, but it will reach so many children. And
Mhm.
now with the pandemic going on and the things that our parents my heart goes out to so many that's trying
Mhm.
tremendously. They're trying to work with these children, their kids at home, as well as having to work. I know if we could have let's say every little house, little million of stores set up in the little corner, a little space in their house,
Mhm.
but they have taught this system. I believe they will see even more great things from their wonderful little sweethearts because those children need to know that they are special. There are a lot of things that we want from them. And my saying is all students can learn, but
Mhm.
they all don't learn in the same way. So we have to motivate our kids to learn. And this system that I use, I know it works. I know
Mhm.
it works. I can stand firm, stand on the promises. not sit
Awesome.
on the premises,
That's
but
right.
stand on the premises and tell anybody in the world that say, "Oh, that doesn't work." I would say it works. So maybe that would be my other book. Oh, well,
Awesome. Awesome.
anyway.
Well, we were on the same page last weekend, and we've been talking because school looks different now than it did when both of us were educators. And
Yes.
so, because of what you just mentioned as far as the pandemic, tell us what you can do to help teachers who purchase the book. Is there possibly a supplement or anything for teaching online now that the teachers can use to provide incentives for the children?
You know, it's a unique how things work. And when we spoke the other night, right, as you mentioned, you sent me a little message and say, you know, this, I've been thinking how you can utilize what this book, your book, and what's going on. And I'll share with you, I was sitting, that's why I'm still sitting in the car.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was late, it was night, but I was still sitting in the car. And I was sitting there meditating and thinking how this book, how the things I share would help so many families.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, I know I've set up a store that's called the Class Store, but I'm still building it. I think I'm gonna need probably someone who's more techie or knows a little bit more about those engines. But
Mm-hmm.
let's say if I did not have my unique skills of not understanding how to put all this tech together, if I could, what I see is having a real store called the Class Store,
Mm-hmm.
and I can see people, children, all different ages shopping in the Class Store. You know, I think about, I don't know if you can see it, but that's my shopping cart that I carry with me when I do book shows. So I have my real nice little red that matches my book cover shopping cart. We're
I
gonna
like
shop in
that.
the Class Store. We're going
Okay.
shopping today. We're
All
going
right.
shopping. You know, I'm that music teacher. So yes, I would love to be able to have so many items. Now, one thing I have done, and I hope that those that are listening will visit my Facebook, and I hope I can say that here, but it's a Facebook, the Class Store,
Mm-hmm.
and you can actually buy my book there, or you can order my book or be in touch with me about ordering my book there.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a website, reachteachloves.com,
Mm-hmm.
and you can always go there. Then I'm in the process. I hope they're going to come out right, but I just got on one of those sites, custom design my own personal ticket. See, the tickets was the iconic little, I used the ticket, little red ticket.
Mm-hmm.
I've created, and I'm looking for them in the mail anytime, you know, they give you these things. I created my own Class Store ticket. So it's
Okay.
called The Class Store by Felecia George Prince.
Mm-hmm.
And those will be tickets that parents and others can buy from the Class Store, and they will be able to utilize those tickets with different things. And I have all teaching mechanisms that will go with stories or lessons to help these parents.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to be a vehicle resource for teachers, parents, anyone that find that I can share um, helpful information. I really want to do that. And I'm looking for ways I can do that, but not just in maybe freebies, but in monetary ways too.
Mm-hmm.
And so um, those are some things. There are some great, if God's will, there are some great ideas that I have that I really want to put together from this book and just what I love in general of incentives and giving and what I know can help so many families.
Wow. Well, what you have already given is huge. And I have to let teachers know that what they will find is everything they need to know to set up a classroom store, how to
Yeah.
find bargains, to stock the store, when to
Yeah.
have the store, some do's and some don'ts, and just all
Right.
sorts of things that you've laid out to help them have the store. You've given them the purpose, the rationale,
Yes,
there's no reason that their store can't be successful. Now, it takes extra work. It does. But
it does.
what they will get out of it and what the students get out of it and how it will save them time in the end, and it will keep them from writing referrals. That's what's so important,
Correct.
because when you send students to the office or you call an administrator to your classroom, you have given up some of your power as the teacher.
That is
And it's
correct.
not about just having power over the students. That's not where I'm coming from. I'm just saying that you are the head of that class and they should look to you. And when you give some of that authority away or you have to ask for help, it takes a little bit away from what they have for you in the form of respect. So
That's
when you
right.
can handle all of this in the classroom, it's an advantage for you, for your students. It strengthens that bond. Your parents have more admiration and respect for you, and the administration loves it because they don't
Yes,
have to come to your
that's
classroom.
correct.
You're able to handle it on your own. So there are so many advantages to setting up this type of token economy or reward
Yes.
system
And you
that's so
said the
very
word, it
positive.
teaches economy because I taught social
Mm-hmm,
studies for middle school students.
mm-hmm,
Well, I can see this work for any area
mm-hmm,
from middle school, from elementary to even college,
mm-hmm,
because you're teaching. I use it as teaching mechanism. It was
mm-hmm,
about teaching students how to save. I mean, you're gonna need that as an adult.
mm-hmm,
I use it. The class stories in any workshop that I do. I was fortunate. I'm also a florist, and so I had to do a garden club, and I had to do a workshop for the garden club ladies back in maybe January, I think. And I, the class store was right there. So
mm-hmm.
any workshop that I may do, I'm gonna bring the class store.
Awesome.
Someone is gonna always see the class store because the class store is my way of motivating my participants in whatever. That's why I'm hopeful maybe an administrator is
Mm-hmm,
listening. I am so interested to work with teachers. My desire would be to train and work with teachers. So
mm-hmm.
if any of them listening out there, please give me a call. I want to work with teachers. Well, one of
Wow.
the great things about that is to share with them how all of these, how it works, how
Mm-hmm,
tremendously it works in helping them to teach. That was another thing. I wanted to teach. I wanted to teach. So I use a system. I didn't want to spend my time saying, sit down, be quiet, do this. That. I
mm-hmm.
wanted to teach. And
Yes.
that allowed me to teach. You got every area. I could teach social studies with this system, science, math, everything was
Mm-hmm,
here in the class store, or it
mm-hmm.
allowed me to teach whatever academic area that I needed to teach. And of course, great for classroom management and
Yes.
classroom discipline. I
Wow.
wasn't perfect. There were my days and I had my little few, but I believe it sift out, like a sifter
Mm-hmm.
making biscuits. Well, anyway, you don't want my biscuits, but it sift all the bad stuff out, all the good stuff out. It left a little rocky roads in there that you may have to use higher powers with,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
send them on up a little higher.
All
But it was
right.
okay. It wasn't, but even with those, they realized, if I act kind of a little bit better, I may be able to join in with this fun. So it
All
works.
right. All right. Well, we are winding down on our time, and unfortunately, it looks like my battery's going to die, and I can't adjust my phone appropriately with the cord in it. So, as we close out, I'd like for you to share how our audience can contact you so that if they do want training for the teachers or they want an autographed book, how can they contact you?
Okay.
And would you be willing to give us just a little bit of that class store wrap as we close out?
My boys would say, "Oh boy, don't ask her to sing. She loves music." I do. Fortunately, I'm a musician. I was able to have that music directly in my classroom, and that's something that I would love to be able to share with teachers. How you can utilize the standards and the content of your lessons and just put music to them, and kids would remember. I am not hard to reach. You can find me all over Facebook. I'm either going to be Designs by Felecia Flores or the Class Store, but I will still be Felecia George Prince. Um, I'm I'm so thankful to have the doctorate, and I don't say it often, but I am Felecia George Prince, and I guess you could say those that I shouldn't be ashamed of saying it because it took a long time to do
No,
it.
you should
But I
not.
am Dr. Felecia George Prince,
That's
and
right.
I work very hard for that. My
Congratulations.
my phone number is out there. I don't worry about people pranking me. If they do, that's between them and God. But if you need me, you can always reach me there. I'm not gonna just go there. You will be able to find my phone number. My website is Reach Teach Loves. That's Reach Teach LOVES.com. You'll find me there playing piano. Those are just some of the places that you can reach me, and I'm very down to earth. So I'm reachable, teachable, lovable, and
Yes,
tremendously caring for people. So
yes.
I'm ready to serve the
Awesome.
present
I know
age.
that. Yes, I have truly
Thank
enjoyed
you.
meeting you, getting to know you. And your sister says that you got the creativity from your mom, the flowers, the
Yes.
music, the awesome and amazing. So just
Well, I'm
love
gonna
you,
do a
love
last
working with
line. So
kids.
before you turn off, let's see.
Okay.
Because it's not a long song, but it's at the end of the book, and of course you can use a basic drum beat, and it makes it real simple. So those of you that are on there, just do a basic beat with your hand, you can hand clap, and it'll fall right in place. It says, I'm not going to lose my tickets. I'm not going to give them away because I have earned my place to shop at a class store. I'm not going to lose my tickets. I'm not going to give them away because I have earned my place to shop at a class store. I'm going shopping today. I'm going shopping today. I'm going shopping today at the class store. I'm going shopping today. I'm going shopping today. I'm going shopping today in the class store. You can earn your tickets. You can earn your place. You can earn your tickets to shop in the class store. You can earn your tickets. You can earn your place. You can earn your tickets to shop in the class store. I'm going shopping today. I'm going shopping today. I'm going shopping today at the class store. Yay!
All right.
Thank you.
I like that. I like that
You're right.
beat, and I know the students were all pumped up and they enjoyed that, and I can hear them beating on their desk as you were
Well,
rapping
now the
that.
students didn't hear that song because remember, I wrote the book after I retired. But the students would tell you they heard songs like Australia is a country, Australia is a continent, spell it AUSTRALIA. That's what they heard in the classroom.
All
Prime
right.
Meridian, divides up the east from the western hemisphere. The equator line divides up the northern from the southern hemisphere. They heard all of those rap songs. I got them right here. I'm ready to get loose and share with everybody in the world.
Wow. Please do, because history was boring when I was in high school. Had I had you as a teacher, I
You
would
would have
know
loved
my
that class.
geography. I know my geography a whole lot better than I do
You would
now.
have loved it. That's right. Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan. I said, they're right there in the row. Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan. Iraq, Afghanistan. Iraq, all right there in the row. Oh, we
All
rocked
right.
everything. It
All
was
right. Well,
always fun.
thank you. Thank you so
You're
much. Thank
welcome.
you to our guests for
Thank
joining
you,
us. I'm
guys.
going to
Thank you
close us
for
out
coming
with
and
our
supporting us.
theme song. We'll be back next Thursday evening. So looking forward to that interview. But thank you so much, Dr. Felecia George Prince. We appreciate you. The class store, you can get it at Reach Teach Love. Reach
That's
Teach
right.
Love. That's right.
ReachTeachLoves.com. And also you can
Amazon.com.
check me out on Facebook
Okay.
and Instagram. And I got it's not hard to and call my publisher. You can ask her; she will find me.
All right. That's right. I will
Thank you.
connect you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. All right. Well, have a
Continue to be
great
blessed
night.
and be safe, everybody.
All right. Have a great night. Bye,
You
everybody.
too.
Thank you
Bye
for
bye.
watching. Okay.